Okay, so today I want to talk to you about power moves and how you can step into your power. So when we talk about power moves, I want to share a couple of definitions with you and how you can then see how you can apply this to your respective context. So, power is it's your ability or your capacity to do something in a particular way or to act in a particular way. I have the power to get up from this chair. I have the power to start a business. I have the power to create a business plan. I have the power to do something in a particular way. Power is also the capacity or your ability to direct or influence the behavior or the behavior of others or the course of events. So your power is also the capacity or the ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. And what we're talking about there in particular is your leadership. We're talking about the way how you guide or empower or encourage others to act in a particular way or to navigate or influence a course of events. The third definition of power is about physical strength and your force that you are able to exert by doing something or the force that you are able to exert on something. So think about the power that you have, the physical strength that you have when you go to the gym, when you're lifting weights, when you're running a marathon, when you're swimming, when you're skipping, like me, my new hobby. So think about what power is and how you are able then to apply power to your respective context. And the reason why this is important for us to understand is because sometimes you will find that your power gets under attack. Your power is under attack from competing priorities or different challenges that you may have to experience in life. So think about it based on your age, or your context or where you are right now in life. Sometimes your courage and your confidence is under attack. That's just the way how it is. Perhaps you're menopausal or perimenopausal. Perhaps you've lost yourself just through the course of life. You've been busy in your role as a mother, as a wife, as a sister, as a friend, as an employer, as an employee, and you've kind of lost yourself, and now your courage and confidence is under attack. Perhaps you're looking in the mirror and the image that you see, you just don't recognize her anymore. You think to yourself, oh my goodness, who is she? You're asking yourself, who are you? Because your courage and your confidence is under attack. Perhaps your faith and your belief in God is holding on to something, but the thing that you're holding on to, you're not able to see it right now. So you feel like your courage and your confidence is under attack. Or perhaps there is too much month and not enough money, and your courage and your confidence is under attack for the very thing that you are believing in or for the very thing that you are believing on. And what I've learned and what I found as I navigate power moves is about being able to reframe or reposition my mindset, to reframe or reposition my mindset as it relates to power moves and as it relates to the thing that I am thinking. And here's what I've learned. Power is actually an inside job. I've learned that through the course of life, power is an inside job. It starts with the stories that you are telling yourself. It starts with the images that you are projecting in your own mind, in your own imagination, your own thoughts and concepts that you have about yourself and the things that you are thinking. Every morning, I remind myself that I am courageous Claudine. What do you remind yourself? What story are you playing over and over in your mind to remind yourself of who you are, the confidence that you have, the courage that you carry into every situation? In my office, I have on my shelf some of my trophies that I've won over the years, 30 years that I've been in running a multi-award winning business. And every time things get a little bit wobbly, or I think to myself, I can't do this, or I think, this isn't working out, I remind myself of those trophies and those certificates that I've received, because they are a demonstration of my courage. They are a demonstration of my commitment. They are a demonstration of the ability, the power that I have in order to move the thing that might not be working in this particular context into a framework that I want to be working right in this moment. And those certificates, those trophies, those trinkets are a demonstration or a reminder to me what I carry. And you probably have the same thing too. Maybe you don't have trophies or certificates, but you have something that reminds you of what you carry. You have something that reminds you that you are a winner. You have something that reminds you of the stories that you tell yourself. Perhaps you have a reminder. It could be, I don't know, something that you won. It could be a key ring. It could be something as simple as a glass that reminds you of something that's a trigger point to a story that you can tell yourself. So, two questions I want to ask you. Number one, when do you feel most powerful? And number two, when do you feel least powerful? And if you are able to gather up in your mind, if you are able to gather up the thought processes of how you feel when you are most powerful and how you feel when you are least powerful, and then see how you can balance the two. Because I want to share a couple of points with you, a couple of strategies that you might be able to employ or use in your respective context. So, power moves. I believe that true power is the power to empower others. That's why over the last 5 years, I've been running the Navigating Life Empowerment class. We started during the global pandemic as a response to lockdown. I wanted to ensure that I could continue on a journey of empowerment. And in that space, I had the opportunity, I had the power to create 3 Amazon #1 best-selling anthologies with 37 incredible women who I love to refer to as ambassadors of hope. I love to refer to them as ambassadors of hope because what they were doing was sharing stories, challenging stories of how they had to overcome a challenging situation or a challenging season of their life. And what they did was share that in a book, which is available on Amazon. Feel free to download or to purchase either your Kindle version or a hard copy version. True power, I believe, is the power to empower others. Power is not nearly as important as what you choose to do with it. Having power is not nearly as important as what you choose to do with it. So you could be in a position of power, a position of responsibility, a position of authority. What do you choose to do with that power that you have? How do you choose to be responsible with the power that you have? Do you use that power to lift others up, or do you only use that power for your own personal gain, for your own egotistical progress, or do you use that power to support and add value to others? The third power move I want you to think about is how your now determines your next. How your now determines your next. What you do now, what you read now, what you listen to now, what you think about now, what you do now has a direct impact on what happens next. What's happening in your 5-year vision plan, your 12-month plan, your 30-day plan, your 7-day plan, your 1-day plan. What you are doing now feeds into that and has a direct correlation or a direct impact on what happens next. And that's why I believe your ability to survive has everything to do with your ability to adapt. Your ability to survive has everything to do with your ability to adapt. How flexible are you? How adaptable are you? We see flexibility and adaptability as one of the key skills for 2025 and beyond. Your ability to be flexible in any given situation. As you see, everything around us is changing. Technology is changing. Society is changing. Definitions are changing. Culture is changing. The political landscape is changing. The social landscape is changing. The legal frameworks and definitions that we understood and believed to be true as we were growing up, everything is changing. And so your ability to understand and hold your ground, your ability to survive has everything to do with your ability to understand where we are, what corrective action that needs to be taken, but more importantly, what is now your stance? Are you flip-flopping with everything else and everyone else, or do you have the ability to stand in your power and acknowledge where you are? I want you to make some power declarations as you move into your next season. I want you to think about what power means to you and how you are able to take it back. I want you just to write those words. Take it back. Take it back. Write the words, take it back in the chat box for me. How are you going to take back your control? When I talk about control, I'm talking about your ability to regulate your mindset, regulate your mood, regulate your money, regulate your motivation, regulate your movements. How are you going to take control of the things that you have the power to regulate? How are you going to take control, or how are you going to take back the things that you have the ability to influence? How are you going to encourage, guide, and inspire action of those people who you are influencing, those people who you have a direct responsibility over, your team, your family, the people in your immediate circle of influence? How are you going to take back your authority, your right, and your ability? Have you ever felt that you've lost authority or you've lost power? You don't have so much influence in a particular thing anymore? Especially for those of you with children, you might be hearing your young person, your child saying to you, well, my friend at school said, or my teacher said. How are you going to ensure that you have established a framework of authority and leadership? When we talk about leadership, we're talking about your influence. We're talking about your ability to manage, to govern. We're talking about your headship. In the context of entrepreneurship, we're talking about your ability to lead, empower, and guide others. When we talk about taking it back, I'm talking about your courage and your confidence, your poise, your assurance, your bravery, your audacity, and your valor. It's time to take it back as you step into a brand new season, as you step into a time where you are determining what does next look like. What does strength to me look like? What does might and muscle mean? What does it look like? How do I live this out? And how then does taking it back impact my territory or my domain? The place where I have been called to dominate, the place where I have been called to serve. I want you to think about the power moves that you need to make in this next epoch of time, the power moves that you need to make in order to be and to step into the purpose, the opportunities, the wisdom, the energy, and the respect that demonstrates power. So today, I want you to make a declaration. I am living in purpose. I am living in power. I am stepping forward into every opportunity. I will walk with wisdom and with courage. I will walk with energy, with high energy, and I will walk in respect for myself and for others. I've made an acronym from the word power: purpose, opportunities, wisdom, energy, and respect. Go forward and walk in your power.